Have you ever wondered how Ferrari are managing to stop, change all four tires, and get back on track faster than you can open a packet of biscuits? This isn't luck. It's not magic. It's technology, razor-sharp strategy, and just the right amount of paranoia from their rivals. Today, I'm going to tell you why even the FIA, yes, the people who regulate literally everything in Formula One, decided to investigate the Scuderia, simply because their pit stops have been that ridiculous. Stick with me until the end, because I'm not just revealing what no one else has dared to expose. I'm going to show you why Ferrari are light years ahead and what that means for the future of F1. Leave now and you'll keep thinking pit stops are just about tightening wheel nuts. Stay, and you'll walk away idolizing engineering and understanding why the rest of the grid are scared stiff. Remember Ferrari's pit stops a few years ago? They were a running joke. 7-second stops, wrong tires, botched radio calls, a proper Italian mess live on global TV. But 2025 showed up, and Ferrari did too. They pulled off the 2 fastest pit stops in the Australian GP and a 2.05-second stop in China for Leclerc. That's less time than it takes to turn your head, and by the time you turn back, the red car is gone. Their rivals panicked, and, like sore losers, ran crying to the FIA. They're cheating. Honestly? Grow up. It's simple. The others got way too uncomfortable. The FIA doesn't normally go sniffing around pit stop operations. They look at cars, wings, floors, not tire changes. But the noise from Red Bull, Mercedes, and others got too loud to ignore. And here's a truth no one dares to say out loud. Accusing someone of cheating is just envy in disguise. When you're fast, efficient, and within the rules, someone always wants to bring you down. Ferrari didn't flinch. Instead, they gave a master class in how to handle pressure with transparency and performance. Automation in pit stops is a touchy subject in F1, and rightly so. A car released too early can injure a mechanic or cause a pit lane crash. That's why everything must be done manually, with human oversight. No sneaky sensors, no lights that flash on their own, no beeps telling the driver to bolt. And that's where things got juicy. Ferrari were so fast people genuinely thought they must be using illegal automation. But no, what they're using is pure training, perfect timing, and, let's be honest, more hunger to shut up the haters than their rivals have to win. For 2025, the FIA laid out a strict 4-stage ritual for pit stops. Wheel nut tightened, corner completed message sent, jacks released. Only then, driver gets the OK. Any system that tries to jump the gun via sound, light, or even a cheeky little buzz on the driver's backside is illegal. And Ferrari are sticking to every letter of the rulebook. Yet they're still the fastest. That's headline material. Their mechanics are operating at the peak of human capability. If this were the NBA, we'd call it being in the zone. Ferrari are there. Everyone else is still trying to find the court. Here's the juiciest bit. The FIA didn't just glance at Ferrari's gear. They went full audit mode, examined the kit, reviewed fake and real pit stops, and even checked the source code. That's like being treated as a criminal suspect, and Ferrari came out of it squeaky clean. No dodgy code, no gray areas, just flawless execution. It's the equivalent of Michelin inspecting a restaurant and finding only knives and pans. No tricks, just world-class skill. And that stings more than losing on track. Ferrari have redefined the standard. While others are still debating which impact wrench to buy or whether to run stopwatches in practice, Ferrari look like they've trained a Roman legion in pit choreography. They're not just quick, they're calm. They make the impossible look routine. They're playing on hard mode and daring the rest to level up. Red Bull, once the kings of the pit lane, are getting outgunned. Mercedes, who love calling themselves the engineering elite, are now copying Ferrari in silence. If they don't catch up soon, they'll keep watching the red blur shoot past them. Pit stops are now a race within the race. Fall behind here and you lose on track. And the irony? All this dominance came from a team that not long ago was a punchline. How the tables have turned. Here's what commands respect. Transparency. Ferrari didn't sulk or play the victim. They opened the doors. Want to check? Go ahead. That's the stance of a team that knows they've done the job right. It's as if they're saying, copy us if you can. Just know that you'll never match our culture, our obsession, our precision. That's the mindset of champions, not just winning, leading. Ferrari aren't just winning pit stops. They're reclaiming respect, swagger, and leadership. This isn't about winning a race. It's about making the rest of the grid sit up and say, that's how it's done. If you still think pit stops don't matter, you're watching F1 through a 2009 lens. In 2025, the battle in the pit lane is just as decisive as the one on the track. And Ferrari, make no mistake, are winning both. With style, with discipline, and with the fearlessness that only comes from wearing a prancing horse on your chest. So that's it, mate. Ferrari haven't just silenced the critics who called them a mess. They've slapped the entire Formula One world in the face, with a silk glove in one hand and a stopwatch in the other. While everyone else was busy pointing fingers, Ferrari were pointing towards the future. No magic, just method. No cheating, just hard graft. And above all, no fear of reinvention. Because let's be honest, it's easy to be good when everything's going your way. The real test? Climbing out of the pit when the media is tearing you apart, the fans have lost faith, and even your own team radio is throwing shade. Ferrari did that. They turned the page with style. And now, anyone wanting to challenge them is going to need a hell of a lot more than a quick wheel gun. What we're witnessing isn't just a comeback. It's a new standard being set. A fresh chapter in F1, where having the fastest car is no longer enough. You need the sharpest team, the cleanest process, and the courage to push the limits without crossing the line. And here's a thought no one's dared to say out loud. Until now, Ferrari aren't just winning races, they're schooling the entire grid, and in the world of Formula One, that's worth more than any trophy. So before you run to the comments section to say, yeah, but Red Bull are still more consistent, or Mercedes will bounce back, ask yourself this. Who's the team keeping everyone else awake at night over 2 seconds in the pit lane? Exactly. So tell me, do you still think pit stops are just a detail? If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button because it helps us break the algorithm just like Ferrari broke all expectations this year. And don't forget, subscribe to Paddock Insider because we don't just talk results here. We dive into the politics, the tech, the beef, and the stuff no one else dares to say to the F1 fan base. This channel's for the thinkers, for the challengers, for those who live motorsport like it's a religion. If that's you, welcome to the paddock.